So the Alter Rebbe Shver got very angry. And he said, "You mean to tell me that's all you learn when you're in Medwitz? And he called in the Russian maid servant who used to serve around the house. And he said to her in Russian, I mean, she was Jewish, but she was, born Russian, so she didn't speak Russian British. So he said to her in Russian, what do you say? Is such a thing as an Eberstein, do you believe in God? Or maybe she was even non-Jewish, ich bin nicht sicher, ob ich das war. So she said, oh yes, of course, There's an Eberstein, and he runs the world. So he turns to the Alter Rebbe and he said, well, that's what you heard in the message. He said, even the Russian servant girl, she knows that. So the Alter Rebbe said, sie sagt, or ich weiß. He said, she says, but I know. Now some people say that the same might happen with the Badicheva. Maybe it's a Badicheva. He was also challenged by his family, and he answered a very similar thing, if not the same thing.
Maar dacht u al, similar meestal dan nog naar Alexander.
Is American context that the Alter Rebbe said that all he got in Bezrich was he knew that there was a God up there. Das, what does it mean? What is that? What is that? So if you're looking very Gimel, this is Das, this is Kashrus, binding yourself over and being bound over and obstinate about a unit until it becomes part of it. Are you heard some problem? So stop it, okay? So, what's the Indian of Das came, what you said, if you already have the thing, what does Das have? That's why we see that Das in the Indian, where you and the thing become involved in such a way that you are makir as an Indian. Now makir means that you recognize it, you see it, and you recognize it. In other words, it's like something that you knew from way back, and now it becomes known to you and regarded to you. That's the Indian from that. So the whole Indian from Siddhas is to achieve by the Indian from that. And that's what the Rambam says, that the relationship to Elokus has to be Da. The Das begins with knowledge, but it becomes Etzem. It becomes part of the Etzem. And the far the Indian from Hakora, we're talking maybe it's take it easier. It said that Das is the Hakora and the recognition that in the immediate etzem of the thing. In other words, that your etzem and the etzem of the Indian become connected in such a way that you can't separate from the Indian. It's yours, and you're part of it, and it's part of you. And that's the Indian for that. And I understand why we don't want you to be children that all the time. And remember, the Indian Das is clear, it penetrates into all the aspects of a person's life. In every aspect, he has the Indian from Das, in every Indian in Kedusha, and every Indian that's got to do with Avedis Hashem, he has in himself that Indian, if he's learned, and he's Makusha to the Rabbeim, then he has in himself that Indian from Das. And the fact, we see that when it comes to Inyonim, that who are the people that step out and conquer the world? Who are the shock troops of this world? The vote. And it's always been like that. It's always been like that ever since the time that the Mittel Rebbe, even the Alter Rebbe, that the people went out and conquered the world with their troops. Those who brought about Molech or Oretz, that's Hashem, or they were the Chassidim, or the Alter Rebbe and the Mittel Rebbe and the Tzom Tzedek and all the Rebbeim, and they went with the Koyach Hadas, the inner from Kislev. And they will mamshich in the physical world, Molo Ha'orem. And it's one on the beer from the river that the Eshet from the Eretz itself becomes smaller day. The physical world becomes smaller day. And the father, the Mitzvah Rebbe called him Rabbi Hillel Paritcher. When he was only an elderly man, he was a great masculine. So the very could have said a big, how he could have machon, limud primus haTorah or something. They could have had generally maybe 100 Talmidim. They could have had a good, comfortable old life, and everybody would have given him a lot of COVID, and everything would have been, you know, I'll tell you, he's an influence. And someone said he called him Rabbi Hillel Paritcher, and he said he could have started throwing around all the shtetl in Russia, and you're going to learn with the simple Yidden in the towns, you've got to teach them Kislev. So Rabbi Hillel says, you know, the big master, he was considered the big master, he's going to teach the simple Yidden in all the villages, he's going to teach them Kislev. So the Talmud Tzedek said, well, who am I supposed to send if not a master? But the deeper and more profound your knowledge, the more you can bring it to the simple. Makabel. That's the Shloim Mermer said Shloishes Alofim Moshe. And that means on every Madrega he said Shloishes Alofim Moshe. Not just at all together he said Shloishes Alofim. In other words, the greater your knowledge, the more you can bring it down into thousands of different Loifanim, Hezbollah, even to the simple Talmud. And if Dr. Rabbi So the Rebbe that someone sent for a Hillel Paritcher all around the world. When I say all around the world, all around Russia at that particular time, and he sent him from one place, from one village to the other, and he only came home for Pesach. For Pesach is our Henry Kummer. He was a couple of weeks at home for Pesach, and suddenly started out until the Sikvanas how much of the simple Yidden in all through the villages of Russia, they knew there was such a Yidden as Chochmah Bina Da'at. And they knew that the Ikar was the Da'at. And the Ikar, and there's a famous story about Rabbi Hillel. He met up with a simple guy who started to think about the Eibusher because of what he heard from him. And he started to pray Barit, and he left his cows in the morning, the cows were shraying, he didn't go feed them anymore. At the right time, he was busy thinking about the Eibusher and davening. And so Bill comes back another few months later and he says, well, Bill, he said, my cows are all hungry and everything's falling away in the farm, and I'm thinking about the Eibusher. I haven't changed anything. I'm still the same. I don't notice any difference. He said, the poor cows are different, but I don't see any difference in me. I've been thinking about all these things you told me, all this high stuff, you know, about the Eibusher. So Bill looked him up and down, looked at him carefully, and he said, hey, he said, you haven't changed very much. The truth is, you haven't changed very much. He said, there's still a chance for you. So the guy said, probably with. He said, yeah, I don't see any change. I have to follow. He said, I haven't changed. So Bill said, you've changed a lot, and you'll change a lot more. Because now you have from whom to be ashamed. Now you live with the Eibusher, so you got from whom to be ashamed. And that'll help you immeasurably, and that'll change you. And that's an Inyan Daas. Inyan Daas is it becomes an Inyan Pnimi, V'atzmi, in the other, that he had to go, he feels shame for the, and then, and I made that's the Inyan of Kislev. But you have to become involved. At the same time, let's me, why did the Rebbe make a yeshiva called Tomchlet? It wasn't the Gematria yeshiva. And he himself said that there's a big shiloh in his mind where he's allowed to make such a yeshiva. And then after that, if he's already allowed, how's it going to work? It took the Rebbe 10 years to work out in his mind how the yeshiva is going to be. Are they stay? And I remember it took him years and years of thinking over the Rebbe Rashab until he finally decided to make Tomchlet in the way.
What was so unique about it?
Okay, we'll sort it out. If I may come to it, that what was he thinking about so much? was coming a time, that's what he said, when he's going to have soldiers. The Rebbe Rashab was the first one to use that expression. Chayalei Hashem, Chayalei Beis Dovid, Chabad, and you Rosh Hashanah, Chayalei Beis Dovid. If there's going to be a time, it's going to come a time when we're going to have Chayolim. And those Chayolim are going to go out and they're going to have to fight the tremendous Milchemes Hashem. I clearly stated the famous secret. Milchemes Hashem. And to make it, to run a battle, you've got to have great people. You've got to have soldiers that are prepared to stand in the difficulties of war. And the Rebbe Rashab knew that that's what he was pulling for. Came along the Rebbe Rayatz when the war already began. The guns had already began shooting. And the tremendous barrage of fear, that he called atheism and communism was hitting the world. So the Rebbe Rayatz took it a stage further. And he said that we're now going to manage, go into battle, and one in the plan, who knows? If there's not going to be casualty, and there were, tens and hundreds of cities. The world never saw them again. One in the plan. Everybody knows the story. That was in Russia. Great people, simple city, great city, that money in the plan they won't see again. Taken away, they're not seen it. Money. Shemish money in the court. Those are the Indian that the Kislev Muhammad, but the Rebbe brings in the famous portion of the synagogue. And he said it's not just the Hasidim that are the soldiers, but the general himself throws his life away, gives his whole life away, in order that it should be the Menachem of the Malcham. And as we saw the Friedrich Rebbe, he went into the unbelievable Gehenna of Yudbei Tammuz and Barachmei Hashem. He came out and the whole thing began to take world proportion. It spread to America, down to the Rebbe of Melech HaMashiach, and the Rebbe of HaMashiach to war all over the world. Well, we introduced a whole new idea that it can be a Padiyah B'dirah Sholem, part of B'Sholem now. In other words, by the Rebbe Rashab and by the Rebbe Rayatz, it was only part of B'Sholem after there had been every Krov leader. There was a certain leader from Krov, and after that there was a part of B'Sholem. In other words, there was first of all the Yonim from Milchama and Krov, and then there was Sholem. But by the Rebbe, it's the part of B'Sholem in the sense of Malchatchila al Sholem. And therefore, throughout the world, people have come to know Hashem, and people travel, people all over the world find their way to the Rebbe's message. All over, Mamish Kipshuta. However, in the last few days, the last week or two, there's been Mishchadish, a whole new Indian, the Lo Yadanu, the Lo Yisanu Alei, the Lo He'aleinu Alei. We didn't imagine that a thing like that could happen, that there would be Kishrei Milchama, in the most terrible sense, that there was actually casualties on the very front line, in the most shocking and terrible way that we can imagine. And that was the Indian of what happened in Bosnia. But a young man and his boy and their family, what they lived the whole of their life, Kipshute, only Bishul Azul. They had no idea of what it was to live a private life. They had no idea whatsoever. When I was in Leeds, there was a guy came to the memory night that they made, and he'd been there about a week or so before, and he'd been there by what was probably the last Shabbos meal that they made in the Beit Chabad before this thing happened. And he'd actually been there at the meal, and he described the way the whole Shabbos went. It was just mamish, tomorrow, Horetz Fabrengen, says Hashem, Friday night till late, Shabbos in the morning, Shabbos shooting, the whole time there's people sitting and talking about the Eibishter, and eating Baruch Hashem, kosher, Shabbos-tika food in the highest day. If I remember this idea, what the man can't possibly grasp, it's beyond our power to grasp. Those shock troops, but their whole union was to hear, but they don't show them. They didn't even know how was it the union from Kislev Muhammad. They had to take such a tremendous pride. However, we see that Dafki Ali Teza, there's been an unbelievable awakening throughout the world. People all over. I'm told by some guys that I told you on the news, I have a shir of Tanya in my house 3 times a week in the morning for about 40 minutes. I learn some Tanya guys that come in. One of them said, he knows what's coming on. And he told me that millions of people throughout the world have been inquiring what is Beit Chabad, what does it mean, and what is Chabad, and who are they, and what do they do, and what's this whole meaning of people just helping other people, for no performance, just because people were there. These people gave their lives to help them. And it's been a whole new freshness in human knowledge that there are such people. It's all mamish around the world. And everybody says, who's behind these guys? Who are behind them? So everybody says there's a great man called the Lubavitcher Rebbe. He's the one who's behind them. So the next question is, who's the Lubavitcher Rebbe? Very good. There's an unbelievable knowledge throughout the world of Yaminu Bashem of Moshe Abdei. People beginning to realize that there's a Eibishter and that there's a Melech. That he's underneath the Eibishter, like it's written in the Zohar, that the Melech stayed full to the Ravina School. Stayed in the Gemara, the Sect of Torah. Now remember that Melech has been mispassing for Torah and this unbelievable awakeness on the part of millionim and alpha millionim of Nishyin, of Goya. More over a day, why had you come that way? And we see the Shimshon Achida, may our Oz, Yetzer Moser, after from the Buddhas come out the sweetener. Aber wie können wir wissen, what's the invitation, what's the view of him? The union of Melech and Yechi HaMelech and Yechi Adinenu is spreading. I spoke to my son on Moshe Shabbos on the phone, and he's got a kotel with him, right in Tzfat. So they got together when they heard what was going on, and they got a whole group of people. Some other people in Swas joined them, and they got a guy gave a big beer for them, and other people, and they went around to the famous occupation to ask why. They got to Tveria, and they went into the grave of Reb Mendel Vitebsk. He was the Alter Rebbe's Rebbe. After the Maghrib, he was the Alter Rebbe's Rebbe. Reb Mendel Vitebsk. So they found out a lot in Tveria where he used to live. They found his house. They built a whole shul, a whole place, a whole center not far from his neighborhood. So it's different than it was years ago. So this group of Chabadniks went into the shul there, and they have done chakras here. Chabadniks done chakras lately. They have done chakras. So they all made a meeting in the shul for Reb Mendel Vitebsk. They done chakras. In the meantime, came in a whole people of Yerushalayim. There was this guy from Yerushalayim, but he was too far. So whole people from Yerushalayim, and from me, I find go Haredi Shihidin, and the whole Sugim, you can imagine, came into this big area, and they filled up the whole shul, and then there's a kotel of polishing like the one upstairs, and they came down, and there was all people, gathering in the shul. So when they finished davening, when they said the last Kaddish after Aleinu, one of the Yigalite started to sing the Alter Rebbe's name. And he said, all these people gathered around, and they all started singing with a high voice the Alter Rebbe's name. They said he thought the whole place was going to split. People shrine. The altar of his knee. This went on, one part, and it was just mamish mind-boggling. And he was thinking in his mind, how can I keep a hemshut, you know? So he said to himself, he'd like to sing if he had the name. But you know, what's he going to do with all these people? There's no whether he can introduce it or not. So he said that, you remember Yaakov Nishoma, who told Yaakov Nishoma? So he produces the Popper Mashke, and he goes around, he's everywhere, little Popper Mashke, the little Shrei and Chaim, you know, and then they said, you know, the vegan, after the altar of his knee. And then all of a sudden, he's gathering up courage to start a Hohev Kol Yeshiat Yimenu. And before he could even start, there was a whole group of these Polish guys from Yerushalayim, and they all started singing Yeshiat Yimenu of Hohev Kol. They all started shraying Yeshiat Yimenu. They started dancing around the shul in the middle of the Tefshit. And the Chabadis joined in, not that they joined in. The Chabadis joined in. So he said he's never seen the like. So I said, are you sure it was, he said it was realistic. It wasn't they were making fun. Nobody told him to do it. That's not a proof. Nobody said a word. And they all started, and he said the whole of the shul, the Reb Mendel Vitebsky shul, plus the koil, everybody came down. He said there was a huge mass of people all dancing Yeshiat Yimenu. When I said, what did it? It became clear to everybody that me who Amelech, me who said. Yeah, where are the Melech based story? Who is the one that Yaakov Melech based story? And who is the one that has the Chayei based story? I remember I once met a guy in 770, he was a bit of a cynic. I said to him, Moshe, this guy said, Moshe has to have an army. He said, where's the army? I said, you're crazy, man. What do you mean, where's the army? Now, anybody would ask such a foolish question today? Would anybody even dream to ask such a malicious child, where's the army? I mean, it's everywhere, all over the place. And it's every Beit Chabad and every Nekuda and every Yeshiva in Lubavitch. It's in the heart of every Chassid, and little by little, it's going over to the heart of all the people. And das is the Inyan from Deir, das is Dar. Chassidus is Dar. You've got to bring it into your heart and in your involvement, you've got to cock yourself. And you've got to get up in the morning and shrei, we want Moshiach now. And the Rebbe says that a real Chassid even thinks about Moshiach before he says, Moed Ani. He stated the famous in Toshin and Bay. So if you want to say Yeshiat Yimenu before Moed Ani, Tovel Lecha Bracha. I mean, if you're a little bit modest, you don't know how you can't become a Mashiach. Just think about Mashiach. Think about Mashiach before you say Moed Ani. Of the two epic. It's an unbelievable opportunity to say when Yitzchak was Merchad al Kafe on the Speyer, it's written for Isa Harega on the open Sharim that Yidden can cash in on that all the Torah story. As they state in the Chazal, state in the Medrash. Well, I was come state in Yerushalmi. It's written in the Yerushalmi. And on the contrary, the Rebbe is medactic. The Yerushalmi and Rashi brings it. That Yitzchak was actually burnt first, and the angel brought him back to life. That's going to come. Contrary to what's more than the Pashto Satsui, what Balchapanim was saying, the Rashi brings, like in the end of his Pirush and Pashto that the ashes of Yitzchak are standing alongside of his bed. What's my ashes? I mean, if you read the Psukim in simple terms, nobody got burned. So it was by ashes. Now the Yerushalmi says, no, he was burnt, he came back to life. If I say the Rashi wants it, that should be there. Some sort of remembrance of that idea should be there. If Rashi writes about the ashes. In other words, that you don't become this poor from anything. There can be ashes and they can become Yitzchak back. And remember, that's in the good guys who've got to realize Robertson was this young family and the other people that were with them. We don't know why it had to be even Kazir. And for what's me, I asked Dr. Yates and Hamasu, just raising in it. We're not on that type of league that we should be able to be mad with that. Big to say with the Shoya, we can't be mad with the Shoya, but not resulting now. But we have to know the peak to say. The Yitzchok was Nerkat, Al-Gabi on his bed, that opened up Shiori in such a way that it's never been Shayah, Chas v'sholem, to limit the effect of those games. It's everlastingly there, so now we have no time for everlasting. We have no time for everlasting. We've got to have it, mamish now, the Rebbe doubtless. Let's get everything ready, and after this unbelievable offering on the Mizbeah of these people, big to say years ago, the way prophets comes in. It's pretty something that takes me out now. Moshiach, the Rebbe's going to come and take over the whole world. He's already done it. I mean, from what I understand, even what people were told in England, that there's thousands of big fires the whole time. Who is this Lubavitcher? Who is he? Who is he? What is it? What is going on? What we're going to do now is cash in on this amazing, unbelievable, unspeakable opportunity. It should be, they could be out of all maintaining Rotzen, guilty, Shum, Shahir, Cloud, which is immediate, and Be'ez Hashem, we'll all meet together with the Rebbe, more than three, we'll all be in the base of Victor Shalishi, all maintaining Rotzen.
Bye.
In other words, a king and a task gives us the ability to distinguish. So we see that we live in a time of tremendous confusion. And the Indian is being able to decide what is the right one, what is not, doesn't relate to the city. That's tough for those who learn not only Chokmah Bina, but they've been through the Shlav Hadah. And we see that Moshe Rabbeinu is connected with that. What down? Great members that Moshe Rabbeinu is in the Das Elia. Very high Madrega discussions. And that Moshe Rabbeinu is the river. That's the Koyach of the river, as you call there. And he gives us the Eden for that. So the day when we push it to him, and we have the Eden for that. We have this ability to size up, distinguish situation, to know what is Tev, what is Chas v'Sholom, Lotte. I won't say Ra, but I'll put him three Tachlis HaTev. And therefore we're now in a situation, we live in such a world, we've got to choose carefully, and we've got to say what is the amitis hakavon, what is the emphasis of Indian, Indian. And Moshe Rabbeinu is megala that to us. But we've got to give ourselves away to Moshe Rabbeinu. It's got to be the bittul, also an Anayv Das. An Anayv Das Elion Shebenefesh, complete and utter, giving away to what Moshe Rabbeinu tells us and what he said. Thus is the Indian that the Rebbe revealed to us that the world is punished, ready, and Mashiach is Lamaisa already there. And it's only a question of Kabbalah's Pnei Mashiach. That was the whole Indian that we see is Toshinul Beis. The message of the Shulchan, B'miyuchad, was that the Mashiach is there. It's only a question of Kabbalah's Pnei Mashiach. So you might say, well, I look at the world, I see a big mess, and I see a lot of balagan, and I hear all the media, and I hear what the newspapers say, and I hear what Freudin says, and what Almighty says. Where do you see Moshiach? So in order to see Moshiach, you've got to have das. You've got to have this ability to look carefully at situations and distinguish what is just Ruach and Stam in Yonim Shalei Pachayim or Block and what is Mamish Emes Lamita? What is Tachlis the Tachlis and the Emes from the other side? The read in the line. Yeah. Read between the line. That is the duty for that. And whether those who aren't talking to Mimim and those who have a Shagas, so that ever they know what is the Emes between the line. And Mamela, there's another Indian in Das, and that is taken. Once you get Emes of Das, then you can't be shifted. The Rebbe said the same things that in Toshin Yud Aleph is what he said in Toshin Nun Beis. And before Toshin Nun Yud Aleph. The Rebbe said exactly the same things way back when he first came to America, is what he said in Toshin Nun Beis. In other words, Emes of Das not given to Shinui Cloud. And Emes of Das is Teikif, and how do you call it, Starkheit. Well, that's one of the Inyanim of a Daton. I mentioned as Das, he's very strong and very old. And that's not Chas v'Sholom Makshonas, and it's not Chas v'Sholom because he's a difficult person. But this is mitzad the HaKodesh of the Das. Or the Pnimius, the Atzmius of Das. You see a thing and you know, without recognition and discussion, that's the inner commercial. And if you still with that Teikif, with the Emeskite, then things will come right. One way or another, they'll come right. And what is happening now in the world is that the people are not certain as to whether you can take a stand about what the Rebbe said. One way or another, we have to learn the lesson. We never have to learn it in a way of people being neked on Kiddush Hashem. Although that's only been, and now it's become clear that the whole world is ready to accept the message of the Bible. The whole world. And it's an unbelievable opportunity to say exactly what the Rebbe said, and to say it, without any hesitation, cloud, and people will take it. No more arguing, Well, that's one of the reasons why we see that there's a tremendous isgabrus in mitzat the Eliyum hazeh. In other words, that the Eliyum hazeh is in a tremendous pachad. Listen, I don't think that's necessary. You don't have to roll bottles across the table. But the whole world is in this matter that we see this unbelievable building up of the Eliyum hazeh because they're getting scared. They realize that gradually the whole steering wheel is drifting out of their hand. Why it have to be like that? Basically, we can have kasha of the Indian Israel. But remember, if there's any Indian in your life where you meet up now with some sort of a snagdus to the message of the Rebbe, or to the Indian of Moshiach, or to the Indian of Mamish Kabbalah, well, Mamish, you have to know that it's the last throes of the, of the struggle, of the death struggle of the Eliyum hazeh. And if you just go with das, with emphasis with das is taker and strength. And daton means a man that he's got das and he's very hard to move, not because he's obstinate, like we said before, because he sees it. He knows that is the emphasis. Akora Pinimiyas, then built the subject that all these other things will come around. If you put up a Mashiach flag and somebody tore it down, you have to put it up again. Built the Shum Daiger, built the Shum Cloud, that's just the last little wave of the Eliyum hazeh before it completely falls. It doesn't matter what it is. And when I was in England, we sat around a fabrik after we heard the news of one of the fellows in Iran. There's one of the Rabbonim out there, he said over a very wonderful thing. He said that he once met Remendel was on Remendel Futterfast. And Remendel said to him that sometimes you have a kasha, and a really heavy kasha about something, and what you should do is put it aside. You should say, put it aside for a moment. We'll see what it'll be. And he said that once he was in the prison in Russia, remember, the very different times that he had, and he knew that Yom Kippur was coming up. He knew that it was after Rosh Hashanah, and a few days, according to his calculation, it's going to be Yom Kippur. So he was trying to work out in his mind the prayers of Yom Kippur. He was trying to work out what prayers did he know of Yom Kippur, that he should be able to say them over. He couldn't remember everything, but parts he would be able to say. So they put him out of this courtyard, and he's walking around. He's trying to work out in his mind some of the prayers of Yom Kippur. So one of the prayers we say was Chol Ma'aminim, Chol Ma'aminim, and everybody believes that only he is he, only he is. So he starts saying to himself, Chol Ma'aminim, and he looks around, he sees this gloomy, terrible, he sees all these goyim, all these shloggers, all these murderers, and he says to himself, Chol Ma'aminim, everybody believes him. But you see all these believers, who are they? Where are they, all these believers? Chol Ma'aminim. So all of a sudden he says, I'm asking kasha. So he said, well, what we'll do with that kasha, we'll put it aside for the time being. Put the kasha aside, and we'll go ahead on the assumption, everybody, put it aside. So the next day, he's taking a Kippur, and they take him out to work, but he tries to get out of everything he can. All of a sudden he walks over under a tree for a minute, and he hears a voice, saying, Atu Kodesh, V'Shimcha Kodesh, or something. He hears something to do with, Kodesh V'Noyer, Shmecha, or something. What's the difference? So he looks under the tree and he sees a person. He hadn't seen him before, he must have been from some other camp or something. And he's sort of shuffling himself away, he's trying to say some of the davening of Yom Kippur. He's saying, Noyer Shmecha, Dahim, and he's mixing the things together right there. I'll be saying, so he said, what are you doing here? He said, he said, according to my calculations, today is Yom Kippur. He said, I'm trying to remember some of the prayers. I'm trying to remember. So remember all of a sudden, sort of, he was to answer this prayer. He said, where's the Chol Ma'aminim? He said, well, something that I was wondering. There's a Marminian. He's Marminian. Remember, he's called Marminian. Everybody's a Marminian. If these guys believe, then they can have an effect on the whole world. And then he told us this, Rob. He said that his grandmother was at Israel. Not his grandmother, but his wife's grandmother. She was a starker lady in Russia, and she had not his wife, but her mother, and a couple of children. And somehow or another, she managed to smuggle them out of Russia. She got them out of Russia when they were young, and then she got arrested by the Rishoyim, and they brought her in front of their court. And she said, "Listen here, you guys." She said, "I had 2 children." And she said, "They're no longer in your hands. I got them out. I got them out. And never do what you like with me. Here I am. With me, tut was you do." She said, "Just do what you want. With my kids, I don't know. My kids are out. And my do for you." So what do you think of that? And I remember that's what happened to me here. Little boys on the out. Little boys on the outside. He's on the outside. And I never got one in the farm. Whatever happened over the little boys on the outside. And I remember that's the union that the Eibishter will never cholila v'chas. There is a situation where chas cholila there's no continuation, there's no answer. And I remember we have to go further with all the weeping inside, with all the ka'ib. And we've got to know that the war is now mamish won. It's in our hands completely. We've victorized the whole world, taken over the whole world. Millions of people, millions, were watching television. They heard about the boats, they heard about the moral or it's there. All we got to do is just stand firm now. If somebody says something wrong, you just answer back with it and build himself, he'll be corrected in a few days. If somebody tears down your Moshiach flag, just put it quietly back up again. It's built itself in the people of Chat, that there's a Melech HaMoshiach, and that these people are everywhere, and that they don't give in. At least 30 families have already volunteered to take over the place of these people. At least 30. In royalty. Young families have already applied to take over that state Chabad involved.
Including the parents of the Kislev.
Yeah, that's right. The young people will get it. Young people will get it. That's exactly what used to happen in Russia. One in the clan, if they took somebody away, another person would come in his place. That's Kacha. And he was in Mamish the same meaning. Although this time, it's the end of the war. This time, adopted because of the unbelievable greatness of media. Somebody told me this morning by the Tanya Shiva, by one of these guys, that he said it's probably tens of millions of people that actually showed interest in this whole thing. And in Beit Chabad, and what is Chabad? Tens of millions of people. It's an unbelievable opening for the gateways. And we've got to cash in, guys. We've got to move in through the gate. Bo Shior Echa, that's what we say when you keep them. No, Voyo Shior Echa. Let's go into the gates and it'll be open. You mustn't be afraid anymore. There's nothing to be afraid. On the contrary, everybody knows that it's a cave. Kulam Yodim Shizekah. Everybody knows that there's a Melech Israel. And Lubavitch Rebbe Shmoy. And that he's got all these unbelievable soldiers throughout the whole world. And they're doing only good for the sake of good. And that's what the Rambam says, who was tshuva, that the emes inen of a Baal tshuva is that he does the emes l'man ha'emes bilvad. He does the truth only for the sake of the truth. I state in Rambam, and it's tshuva. But maybe that's what we're going to do, only the emes l'man ha'emes. And that's what all the shuvim do. That's their life. They're not interested in that. They're looking to get richer. They're looking at high spot. They have no other in anyone. I remember we're all shluchim, and Talmudim and Tom Petrunim are for sure shluchim. We're all shluchim. A shliach and Moshiach, all has the same word. There's a famous Hezbollah from the Rebbe. The difference is alamed with a mem. And alamed is one madrega, and mem is another. Alamed is the unif, and lamed the tzelem, and mem is the mem of the word tzelem. And lamed is the unif of makifim, but it's makifim would still have a shaykh to the pnim. It's Mesil Nefesh, but it's still a little bit shaykh to the Matthias. And mem is Matthias of multi national flower of Mesil Nefesh. Yechidish of Nefesh Mach. So it's just a move from Lamed into Mem, and that's it. So we're already long after the Lamed, we're already in the Mem. And never is people that they will go their Mem Mamish Papash. I keep shooting. But we've got to keep going now with that taken, with that strength. On the one hand, like the Alter Rebbe says in Perek Dala, right at the end, the Alter Rebbe says you can have weeping in one side of your heart and you can have singing in the other. But we should ever forget the tremendous Mesilas Nefesh of these people. In Mamel we have to have the Inif and the Bechir Besitra. On the other hand, we have Chet with Besitra. The andere side of the heart as before Simcha. And the Alter Rebbe says that's possible. Not only is possible, the staff is like. Because even if everything's all right, you've got to be upset about yourself. You've got to be weak about your own heart. Oh, but that's not the Indian now. We're going to weep for the Shekhinah. We're going to weep for Kislev. There's no time anymore for weeping about our own problems. We're going to weep only for the Indian for this goes. I'll see his part. Moloch Oretz Deya Es Hashem. Till the etz and physical world itself, Israel, it's already doing it. The Wednesday. It's already doing it. And people are aware all over the place. It's amazing. You just open your mouth and say the right thing to anybody now. You've got to do it the right way. You've got to know how to say it. And people light up. Even before this happened. A lot of us come after. I walked into a shop in a little city in North England called York. It's a very historical city. And never visited Kiddush Hashem. From about 150 and 11th century. Terrible Kiddush Hashem. I went to a shop to buy something. There was a young guy there, was a decent looking guy, you know. So I can tell that you can talk with a fellow. You can see on people whether you can talk with them, whether it's maybe just better to say something quick. So I got into conversation with this guy. And he was wrapping up what I bought, and he was being very nice, and he was being very helpful with the whole thing. So all of a sudden I looked at him and I said, no, what do you say? I just said to him, what do you say? So he sort of looks at me and he said, what about? I said, about what? About the situation in the world. He said, it's very complicated, isn't it? Something like this. He was a bit sort of confused. So I said to him, well, what do we do about it? How do we overcome this complication? What do we do? So he looked at me as much as he said, look, usually people don't ask me this during the work, I'm unusual, I'm not accustomed to this type of thing during working hours, So, I have mercy on you, I'm not answering you so well, that was the implication. So I said, okay, you can just tell me whatever you think. So he said, well, obviously, we're going to be better. People are going to be better people. You're going to be nicer and better. I don't know exactly what word he used. I said, now you don't. We're going to be better people. And I said, from now on, tonight and tomorrow, we're going to do better. And I'm going to do better. We're going to try and be better people. Try and make the world a better place. That's what I said to him. Not really upset. He looks at me. He lifts his eyebrows up and he said, oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. That's how they talk in the old English. So I said, okay, you've got to be able not to overdo it, not to overdo it. I already heard from him, and he said, oh, yes, I will. So I put out my hand, I shook his hand, I thanked him, and I walked out, and he said, what should we do? No doubt about it. If you know the way, all you got to do, and it's our massive, where the gates have been open. Like we said, it's one down, if you will give it a out, the gate, the thing, it's got opened up all the gateways, everything is open. I've go for tour. There's absolutely nothing to stop you. We've got to become convinced of that each and every one of us has got unlimited choices. Absolutely unlimited choices. But maybe if they were our own choices, they'd also be put out wherever you've got a... But he's got an atom bomb inside. He's got his name show keep. Although I was coming to come with the Rebbe's choices. The choices that the Rebbe's given each and every one of them. You have the cold, cloudy soil, cold, anoshim of the table. There's a ha'olam. We've got unbelievable questions. All we have to do is shot people, the oil. That's it, guys. Start doing, wake up in the morning and hak your head around in Moshiach. And if you want to say if you have the main room, gesund recht. Before we down get moving. Get moving. It's all the gateways are open. It's terrible that time that way of the depths of machines. Everything is open. People are ready, and we just got to cash in. Like my son told me, he told me the other night when I spoke to him about that whole thing that happened. He said that he's convinced that all the publishers and all these other people, they really want to accept that the Rebbe is Moshiach. They're really ready for it. We're just going to say it to the continent. They really want to accept it. They know very well that the world's going to be saved. They know that it's not this Meshuggah government or something like that, not even this Obama or whatever his name is. They're going to save the world. They're going to save the world. And Moshiach is going to save the world. They know it. They know it very well. They've listened to them. They just want a bit of leadership. They want to be put the right way. So people to say, the shooting throughout the world, they take the issue. We've got to take an issue and then let's throw it to Haredim. We've got to talk up. The whole world is their own The whole special world. And they got their own Inyanim and their own business. And they're all from Mishnah Guild and the talkers of Inyanim. Although they're waiting now to hear the right thing. So they're waiting to hear the right thing. The camera indicate that. If I remember, who's going to tell them? If not, we've got to do it. So remember, it should be an unbelievable Atzlacha. And there's no time to wait for the Atzlacha. We're going to have it immediately. Take it from me out now, Mami. So the Mitzvah Hashem is Hashem already. Before Chatzos Laila, we'll already do it. Moshiach. We'll already be together with the Rebbe in Yerushalayim, Yarkej, and Beis Hamikdash, Ashlishi, the Simcha Selam, Al Roshem. It's only proper on this Kislev, we should talk a bit about the Indian of the Tanya. I mentioned before, it's going on in the Alter attended the student forum, the Shulchan Aruch, that might on the book people be doing us the other Chazok, the Indian Matani should be doing us might on the book people, and it's going on that like at the beginning, the very place that the Alter brings down the Rambam, and the Hagor, the whole belief is. But again, get to the relationship of the Alter Rebbe's Torah with the Torah Saramba. However, suffice it to say, we see that the Alter Rebbe begins the Tanya with the word Tanya. And then he brings the Gemara in the Perek Gimel, the Masechet Nida. If you look up the Gemara over there, then you'll find that the word Tanya doesn't appear there. On the contrary, according to the Klaus Tony, the Shas, it's a member of the Amoraim. It's a statement of one of the Amoraim, but it's not a Lashon of Tanya. Tanya is a Braisa. Tanya means a statement of the Tanoi. In my Mishnah, there were a lot of idioms. One included in the Mishnah, they called Braisa, Lashon Borot, Lashon Alkohol. The entire Mishnah is the Torah of the Tanoi. However, the word Tanya doesn't appear in the Gemara over there. So everybody tries to work out why did the Alter Rebbe put in the word Tanya if it's not really there. It's not really shy, the word Tanya. So people answer all sorts of tirutzim, and they say that there was a Kirsu or there wasn't. But why would the Alter Rebbe say that according to the Kirsu? Why would he just quote with his Abshitas with the word Tanya when Brave is man? The word Tanya doesn't really appear in the Sugi courts. The Gilsa, they call it Yiddish, a favor from a Gilsa, some out of the right place. There's a Gilsa that's written the word Tanya. So some people want to say that that's a memra, it's a statement of Siblai or Shamlai, or how you pronounce different pronunciations. His name. And they want to say there were two Rav Shamlais or two Rav Siblais, and the one was in the span of the Tanoi. The Alter Rebbe just brings it with a Pshitas, Tanya. So everybody asks, what's the reason for that? Why the Alter Rebbe gets himself immediately into a question on the part of the Dr. K. Gemara, right at the very beginning of the Sefer Hayesod from Al Inyanim, and he puts the word Tanya. Who's it to? And well, come along the old Siddim, and they say that the reason is that the word Tanya is the word Oisius of Esau, the word Esau. And Esau means very good. It's got three meanings. Esau can mean strong and unyielding. It can mean old or ancient. And it can mean like sort of, well, that's similar to the word strong. It can mean like sort of gesund and well-functioning. So the Alter Rebbe included a word that indicates about Yidden that they're primordial, that they're way back in, and that they're stark. They're picked to say means something which is way back and primordial, is beyond time and beyond place. It never loses its feature and its stark. That's how Yidden are. And therefore, the Yidden are always gesund. Fresh, gesund, it's at the Koyach HaEsod, Sheboher. And therefore, it's a custom in the parish when you show a younger his first Aleph, you show him the Aleph in Tanya. And the word Tanya is an Aleph, and you show him that Aleph, because that will ensure that he will be a believer, Kol Yemei Chayav. He will be a Baal Emunah, Kol Yemei Chayav, if you show him that out. So well, it's connected with the union of Tanya, with Esau, with Chazor, ancient, way back, primordial, Atzmu Seitzei. So everybody says, that's one of the famous question, Tanya is the Sefer HaMador, how do you call it? If we take, in a general way, then the Tanyas are very well ordered and Seichel to Kislev. Everything goes with the same questions you ask and their answers. It's very odd at the time. And the truth of the matter is, if you look through most of the chapters in Tanya, you won't find the word Yechida mentioned. You won't find that the Alter Rebbe talks openly about Inyanim which are beyond the 10 koiches of the Neshama. Only occasionally there's sort of hints at them. Oh, the Alter Rebbe talks about the 10 powers of the soul. And he himself says in the Kutei Torah that he didn't really mention there. But the Mailam in time about the Neshama. The Alter Rebbe said he got to tell us that right from the very beginning, you want to know how to function with all your koiches, you got to be in a from Eishon and Chazak and unyielding and gesund and frisch. All those inyanim, that's what you got to be. If not, then Eilacha Malum Mod B'Seif. In other words, that the etzim beginning of it is Emunah, Chazofer, B'Tchifa, L'mayla Mikomatidas Farpolas, even higher than Yeshida. Therefore, the Aleph is not just a Madrege in the Neshama, no, the Aleph is how the Eibishter and Alufa Shalom, meaning the Eibishter is in his highest Madrege, and the beginning of Yid, which is his Aleph, that's how they get together. And those are the word tiny. And the Fathers brought down an amazing thing, it brings it. But they once asked the Rebbe at some Tzedek, why did the Alter Rebbe, why did he write Tanya instead of a memory from Amorai? Why didn't he just say Isa B'Gemara? He said it wrote Tanya. The Rebbe at some Tzedek said that there's a special klippa, mitzvah the Sitra Achra, which is called Tanya. Oddly enough. So there's a special klippa, and that klippa, what does it do? It persuades Talmidei Chachamim that they shouldn't learn Pnimis HaTorah. And it persuades them that you should only learn Nigla HaTorah. You must learn the Pnimius, but that's Padrasia the Kor. That clipper is called Tanya. Now where do we see a dogma that clipper exists in the world? It's written when Moshe Rabbeinu spoke with Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven. It's one of the few places where Moshe Rabbeinu gets angry, as it were. Moshe Rabbeinu gets heated. And he says, you guys are going to do exactly the same as the Meraglim. You're going to talk the Yidden out of going in there and says, this way, you come with all this business. Yeah, we'd like to stay over here, we'd like to have over here, we don't want to go in there to Israel. So Moshe Rabbeinu says that you guys are going to do the same as the man. That is why he's Rahmanim Mitzvah. And there he uses the expression Veloma Saniun as Lei B'nai Yisrael Mi'lav Ve'oret. If you use the word Saniun, it's the word Tanya with the Vav Nuna. So the Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek said that the Indian of Fadrei and Ayid from his right way, well, that's Tanya. The Koyach and the Klipper was Fadrei to Yid and drays him off the right path. Instead of going on Eretz Teiv or Rechover, that's called Tanya. Loma Saniyun as B'nai Yid. So what else has got to do with Pnimis HaTorah? You guys haven't learned any Torah mitzvah Stelcha. He writes in mitzvahs Zeicher Maisar Molly. I was in England a few weeks ago. One of the guys at one of the Fabrings we had in the shoulder on Shabbos. We used to bring every Shabbos together. And he said, why is it there are some people they don't want to talk about Moshiach? Mashiach Kazeh. So I said to him, I had a little bit of Mashki, and I said to him, Zocher Isashe Asolacha Amalek. I think I was right. I think it was a proper answer. Anyway, I said, if I'm bringing that's all right. But that's what Lama Saniyun has laid a drain of, over there is a shit of Ma'aseh Molech, the Rebbe Tzemach Tzedek. He says Moshe Rabbeinu was, why you guys drained away from Eretz to Teivu Rechova. What's Eretz Teivu Rechova? The time of Avodas Hashem comes from Pnimis HaTorah. And for the Emes and Dveik, he said, you guys are draining the people away. That was the Rebbe of Tzedek's answer. Today, the Vatil, the Klipa Azul, the old Rebbe wrote Tanya. In other words, that everybody shouldn't go that way, no, they should have to learn Tanya. That was the Psikha and the doorway that everybody should learn Tanya. I feel that the Talmud Chachamim. They think, Lama Li and the Torah Hazeh, I'm too busy with them. With the Shas and the Paisky and the Beganis of the Word. And that's how it's like. I have to take a big visit with Shas. We have to learn time. The Alter Rebbe bring the Tanya until he got the Haskona, the two people. One was Lucia, now in the podium. The other was Yehuda Lei. What is going on?
Fine.
Huh?
Fine.
Anyway, the Rebbe we don't know so much about the Rebbe. He wrote a sefer, the Zershkos. Or how Eidus is called. It's very difficult. Rav Zushi didn't write any spot. There's very little from Rav Zushi to plot of Bixar. If anything, he didn't write any spot. The Alter Rebbe wanted Dafki Dea Haskell. Dafki wanted Rav Zushi's Haskell, and he wanted the Haskell. And he said he's not going to the print until he has the Haskell. It's very interesting. Rav Zushi was a person that a lot of the Rondonim Shabbos man, they thought that he was very called they didn't really think he was into big madrigas or big, he was so unbelievably skillful at hiding himself that that's the impression he gave to a lot of people who thought they understood. And the Alter Rebbe was asked who was the Emes HaGoyen of all the Talmidim, and he said it was Alter Rebbe. Because there's a famous statement, the Maggid once told a group of Rabbanim, they came to ask Kashi, they said, where did Rav Zushi get such a tirat? He answered them, Givaldik a tirat, in some Kashi that they asked him. So the Maggid just smiled and said, what was the Kashi, in Yerushalmi or something? He said, yeah, in Yerushalmi. So he said, well, Zushi got it from the same place where the Yerushalmi got it. In other words, Rav Zushi was just the edge of the church, key, the church, that he was able to go. Not like that. Actually, we think he also very right spot. And in fact, that was the idea of Rav Zushi. But if you were I can't really say, I don't know when I've heard it, I can't really comment, but there's something there similar in the that the Alter Rebbe saw. So the Alter Rebbe, before he would go to print, he sent the Shulchim with tracing of the Tanya to both of them. Now it so happens that at that particular time, they lived to the sides of a river which split the same town. And it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the town of Vitebsk, and it was divided by a river. It was like a bridge over the river. On one side was called Horodok, and the other side was called Vitebsk. Remember that Horodok, he was really from Horodok. Very close, he's called Vitebsk, but really he was from Horodok. The Shulchim covered these tracing with the Tanya, and they try to find Rav Zusha, and they try to find on the other side of the river, and they try to find Yehuda. So they come to Rav Zusha, and they leave and they said, listen, you've got one night to read this, and tomorrow morning we're going to come back and get it from you. And we're going to go to print. We're going with truth. So, okay. So Rav Zusha immediately took time. He sat down and he started reading the Alter Rebbe's Sefer, the Tanya. And Rav Zusha went out of his cave. He was a very hardcore, controlled person, Rav Zusha. Oh, he just went out of his cave. He couldn't hold the flower, couldn't hold himself in. He was absolutely, Aish, couldn't hold himself. So he decided he must share this with somebody. He must share it. He showed it to somebody. It's just absolutely unbelievable. Oh, you go over the other bridge, you go over the bridge and you'll find you'll live and he'll spend it, he'll share it with you to live. Meantime, the Shulchan got to Rabbi Yudalei. We told him that he's only got till tomorrow morning, so he started he got into the Salmata. Absolutely purely flies. Wildly. And he said he must share this with someone. So he starts going across the bridge in the middle of the night. They wasn't free of danger to do such a thing, and he and Rav Zusha meet on the bridge over the river between Haradov and Vitebsk. They meet on the bridge. He and Rav Zusha. And he says, looks like I. And they went for a record, they went for a dance in the middle of the night on the bridge between the two sides of the city. So Rav Zusha said to Rabbi Yudalei, he said, here's behind Yudalei. He said, it is safer. He said, Nate safe, Nate Crash, Moshiach, Tzidkei. It is safer, we're going to go out and meet Moshiach. That's what Rav Zusha said to Rabbi Yudalei. And Rabbi Yudalei said to Rav Zusha, he said, Zusha, before Moshiach would come in, there's going to be a lot of plagues for one. And we see that when to get rid of the plagues, they had to be deterred. Aaron took the potatoes. When Moshe Rabbeinu was on the mountain, he came down. According to the Shabbat, the Samach man gave Moshe Rabbeinu matona. So with that matona, he'd be able to be mavakol the country. In from the Yom Hazeh. What was that? Deterred. And whenever the Rabbi Yudalei said that Zusha, he said, this saber is the containers, but it's going to be Mavatu, all the clippers, and the heal, all the plagues, before Mashiach. So we see it's like two inyanim. One said that the Sage is going to prepare the way for Mashiach, and the other said, no, we're going to go out and meet Mashiach, but then they... What is that? Well, that's the two inyanim from Ad Mosai and Fiyachi Amar Moshe. There's two inyanim. One which is Ad Mosai. And then there's another inyan from Fiyachi Amar Moshe. And when Ad Mosai is that we can't bear the Golas anymore. And the plagues of the Golas started creeping on all sides. And stands with Babich Kol Mokim Shabo'elam, and it's got the Machto with the Keteris, and it waves the Keteris of all the plagues. And therefore the Rebbe said that you got to print the Tanya throughout the ganze Welt. Was print the Tanya was ein Umutu. Another 50 copies of the Tanya. Now, everywhere has to be a Tanya. So call Mokim Boyim. Because the plague is going to creep and crawl all over the world. All the time. Plagues and shortages and and unfortunately, Rahman in Islam, the Yidden are going to be behind some of the plagues. Even though you're going to have a very powerful Ketelah. Something powerful Ketelah. I should vertreiben, I feel as I'm in Clipper. I feel a Clipper because of Tanya. If I remember, the Alter Rebbe went out of his way and it's Karang left in Shiloh with the first word. Tanya, but das ist die Ine für die Eisern, and that's going to teach the Talmudic Chachamim, what they're the leaders of the people, that they got to have Pnimis HaTorah and police says with this game. Remember, it's a tremendous mitzvah to be Makarev, Charedi, L'Dvar Hashem. They should learn the Ine from Pnimis HaTorah. Ein L'mayla Mizeh, Ein Mitzvah, Rabbo, Yeshu Mizeh. The Polish Yigalite and Litvische Yigalite should come to know what is the message of Pnimis HaTorah. And now it's an unbelievable opportunity. It's an unbelievable smart. What they all of a sudden become the Seder. They've all of a sudden seen what it means, Melech HaMashiach. The Yiddi with the ganze Welt. What he's running the whole world with these shluchim, and they stop at nothing. They're beginning to realize, and they're beginning to wake up, and maybe a lot of them have already woken up. It's the beginning. They're woken up. And Mamila, it's an unbelievable opportunity to reach them, and to teach them, and to show them the Aleph in Tanya. And say, listen, that space is very, this is the Aleph in the Meibishter, and this is the Aleph in the Yiddish and Neshama, and they get together, and those bring the whole Loma Saniyun, it burns the whole Isnabdi. There's no Isnabdi. Lo Nisham is a clue. Amamela, Achri Bizeh, it's automatically Yeshia Melech HaMashiach. Yeshia Melech HaMashiach. And that was the two tremendous friends of the Alter Rebbe. One said that that's going to drive away the whole Isnabdi, and the other one said that we were going to Mashiach mit there. And remember, that's the message we're going to get across to everybody. We're going to do it nicely, with the secret of the love, and with a tremendous brain. We're going to tell everybody, get it all. It's the moment, the Gala, the Kotza, and Pnimis HaTorah. Everybody needs it. They're going to find the Talmud, and they do this in the Conscious Chayim. And he did my Conscious Chayim. He wrote a saying called Shalach Domin. Which brought down in the Conscious Chaim what he said to the Rebbeinu Chaim the Talmud now for the Arizal. He said that now is the time, this is the moment. That was hundreds of years ago. The Rebbeinu Shalom, look at the 100 years of Mishlepens of the Golah. Hidden drains for him in the mud and the terrible in the Golah. Oh, because we're doing it. Cooking in the eye, and the Aleph in Tanya. Don't look in the eye, but the Reivish should be emes Talmite, and get down and visit. The Torah is a Torah Shlema, it's a guf mit a Neshama. And the guf of Beli Neshama is eine Klum. And a Neshama Beli guf is eine Klum. It's got to be a yichud, a Torah together. Guf mit Neshama. Aber it's mamish bekuf, emes, we've got to get the opinion of learning siddhas to all the peoples of the Gemara. Whether they do it Gediva, or they make a Shia, these are the time, we've got to reach people, we've got to tell them. And it's mamish because and it's there, the whole thing is waiting. Millions of people have seen what that is, Lubavitch. They've seen, and they know, and they're ready to listen. I feel quiet. And the whole world Mamish Meshuga with the word Kabbalah. There's now a radio program here in Erzurum, some Arutz or other, 103 or something, weiß what it is. And every day for an hour and a half they hack people with Kabbalah. You can have a refuah, you can have everything. What is the rules? You can have a solution to all things in your life, Kabbalah. I walked into a big Goyish bookshop in a city called Harrogate in North England. I like books. I always did, even when I was a kid. I walked in, I wanted to see some book in English. Maybe they had it. It was interesting me many years ago. So I walk in. What's I see? It's written up a big section. It's written a big section about something about ways to find the answer. These are the answers to your life, or something like that. Right at the top, was a book about the Kabbalah. And it was written in English, and then underneath there was the word Kabbalah in Hebrew. In the middle of a huge collection of books up nowhere in the north of England. So I pulled it down, I opened it up, and there's half of it is Hebrew and half of it's English. And keine dort, I promise you, keine weißes Kind also für eine Hour. And dort is also written, a whole page, and they've written a whole page. But the whole world is Kislev with the name of Kabbalah. I wonder if you know so one of the Shuvim there, he got an idea and he wrote up, he's going to make a course of evenings in Kabbalah. He knows as much Kabbalah as what I do. And he goes, well, what you guys but and he knows a bit of Chassidus, so he made his whole pudding of Chassidus, his Kabbalah and the internet. He filled the house. He managed people there. They said something that he said. He put the word Kabbalah. I said, oh, there's a week of this. I said, there's no. And people came, he had a whole full house every Tuesday for about 7 or 8 weeks. He gave us that's Kabbalah. But people realize that there's a recruiting previous after them. People are being drawn to it. It's going to give them the right levush. It's going to take away the levush and give the right levush. It's an unbelievable moment in this. I couldn't believe my eyes. There's the look with astonishment. And he is at the top. It was the top of the whole thing. Right at the top, I think like the worship of the altar with the kiss and the crown of the king. You're right at the top. Kabbalah in English, these are in maybe a Yid walks in there once every 2 weeks as I right? Maybe once a month a Yid might fall to the shop. But he doesn't go up to that part of the shop. And that's Kabbalah. I'll do it. It's waiting. Coming to the time for Julie on the shop. Anyway, we've got to take our part. We just give it over, talk to people, and show them and have no fear. Do this yourself. You might say, well, you know, what's the trick? Why is it that Kabbalah is not good? It's yet. Wasn't the trick? Wasn't the Nafkamina? The Nafkamina is that in order to learn Chassidus, you got to have time. You got to turn in Esau, the old, stark Yiddish Gesundheit. Stark. What is that? Meshilchkeit. What is that? It's Nura and Meshilchkeit. Without Meshilchkeit Nefesh, you can't have Tanya, not from the years, a movement, a shape in your life of Meshilchkeit Nefesh. Well, then you can have the council. Now, we had a most amazing dogma today in the last few days that there was a Pilsemus. Well, I happen to know this great figure. I knew him and I heard cheering from him and I actually spoke with him. On one occasion, I had a whole conversation with him. And that was the Klosenberg. There's a Yehudi that he was called the Klosenberg, the son. Klosenberg was a year that he was Meshilchkeit Nefesh, through and through. His whole life, his whole being was this Meshilchkeit Nefesh. And he was never in Auschwitz for a whole year. And before that, he was in the hands of the Nazis, and after, right at the end of the war, he went through the most unbelievable Yisurim, Hashem Yirachu, what he went through. And he never ate once a dollar, how do you call it, a Michaelos. All the soups and all the other mice they used to give, he would never eat. And he told all the other people that they should eat it, but he himself never touched it. And what he used to do was occasionally eat a bit of bread or something that he got. And how he existed, his mum used to remind him the whole time about it. And the amazing thing is that they used to choose people they thought would be gesund, and stark, that they put them to work. Whenever they made such choices, they always picked him. And by nature, he could not possibly have had any strength in his body, because he never put anything into it. He never ate anything. And he would give away all his food, trade him food, he would give it away to all the other youth. And he would tell them they should. And they would say, no, Reverend, what's with you? And he just to say, you're married. It's unbelievable. It's just not the dead. It's just amazing. If surely is, we should be retired in our minds, his Messiah. And the Messiah, he had after the war, he lost his wife and his family, lost everything. And he stayed for 7 years in the DIP camps to look after the Yidden that they should, he found also the little moistures for them, and he made little commentaries for the same men. And he married off all sorts of couples that they should, have their children. And I wish unbelievable what he did for Yidden. And he was so never on his own, that's a problem, without his family, without his children. It's an amazing story, it's an amazing saga, the life of the clergy. It's not a terrible stuff. And look what happened, they printed and they found out that in the year Tovshin and Beis, on the birthday, on the Yom letters of Gabi Holtzberg, Oliver Shaw. Yeah, the one who passed away in the Beis Chabad, on his birthday, the Klosenberg made a whole talk, and in the middle, he said a nevuah. He said, Mom, now what was his nevuah? He said that there's going to come a time when it's a time Ayid, that he's going to be living in India. Yeah, he's going to be living in India, and he's going to spread the word of Hashem, and it's going to reach the word of Hashem not only to Yidden, but to this Yidden. And there's going to be a tremendous discovery from the Yom and until people are not going to know what happened, and they're going to say, have they killed him or is he still alive?
3 times.
And he said, after that will happen, he said you should wait for Moshe. He said that's going to be a sure sign for Moshe. It's printed and it's called about and he said it, how pashtas, and he was mocked him a whole grade about Mashiach, a whole big reading about Mashiach. I once heard a shiur from him, he called him all from him Mashiach, and he said he can't understand why people buy big houses in Chutzpah. He said, what do you do buying a big house in Chutzpah? He said, in minutes you're going over to Israel, he goes with Mashiach, buy yourself a hat. And then you go over a house, and now it's all up and over my house, but this is everybody's going, take it from me out. I said, how is this? I said, Kachaya, Baruch HaKadosh. You see, that how does it come as I eat in the clothes that he made such an award? And it was mamish beyond or letters from them Gabi Holtzberg. Mamish Otasayon. Wie kommt es das also? How does it come such a thing? Because he was a yid from Mesilas Nefesh. He had unbelievable and guilty pesach. Kol Yemei. And I once saw the way he davened. He always said, I was once on a plane with him. I saw him daven mincha. In the middle of the plane. So when you're on a plane, you daven mincha. Yeah, you daven mincha. Kloimerish, you know. You daven a mincha. You should have seen me regular like davening. It was just, it's another nusa to the world. It's not the same nusa. But it was, I just was dumbfounded. After the man don't like that on the plane. I think you have to say, it was just amazing. And when he finished mincha, he sat down. He said that those who want to say a few words can come closer. So I went up to him and I had a whole talk with him on the plane. Come to my conversation, a whole reason. I can't go into it now. But I spoke to him for at least half an hour. It was a tremendous privilege. Unbelievable privilege. I've left a relationship with me out of him. People used to say, who is your second best? The Rebbe is you, who is your second? I used to say the club. So I said, Baruch Hashem, I wasn't. I didn't know this. He named Moshe really. He said, I'm a fool. You say, how does he come to us on the war? Because he lived in Susan. If I remember our way to give to wait to make it light up the world, all the opportunities that now will bring us something was never been Reagan. But this is the whole history of mankind. Why did the Arabs have to make these crazy things like cable televisions and SIMs and twice worth of telephones with knockers over my sugar in the dark? Why did the Arabs have to do it? Today, the tens of millions of people could see a base Chabad and they would ask me, who's there? The Eyu Lubavitcher Rebbe. Who is it? There it is. And they got the information. We have to give them the right information. We have to say, Lubavitcher Rebbe Melech Moshiach. Mistam Lubavitcher Rebbe. There is not just another big money, it's not just another great crowd or something like that. You can see it. They're ready to hear it. I mean, they see that this man just conquered the whole world with simple goodness, and with Tvi, and with Tzedek, and Yosha, all the knowledge you could possibly dream of, just simple Dvorim, and Mekamin, with Sa'ira, with class and perfection, to bring out the best in every human being. And the Tvi Vaneram, and the Tvi Vagonus, and to be Megala de Eragonus, to be Megala de with the Aves that hid away, the Shesh Shemay Reish, to bring it, take you for Kidui, that's what the Rebbe does every minute, Kipshuta. And if the world is ready for it now, it's an amazing opportunity. Unbelievable. And I know we have to catch you guys, and we don't know, it's all there, and it's waiting, and it's all even, it's never been before as long as it's done. There have been pogroms in history. There have been years that gave their lives away, and the Shoya was millions of them. It should be an azamin even that ein mi sheyochol lahakfi. That's not good. Because I was up in the city of York, and there was a terrible pogrom over there, and we had seen one of the Bali Ateis of this, together with a whole group of Yidden gave away lives. In the 11th century over there in York. And hardly anybody knows about it today. You know, the people that visit this little place there, you know, they see a plaque there, and so they hear about it. You know, unless you know history, you're not likely to know about it. And even when you get to the Shoya, you've got a whole flag group of people in the world today that try to deny the Shoya. They try to say it never happened. I've become designed. Because there's only evidence of the Shoya. There's any Meshuggah will deny evidence. You'll say, maybe not. If you go in such Shmiyah, there's always a possibility that somebody can be Mavalable, I think, which is Shmiyah. They can always be Mavalable. And so, what do we have of the Shoya? We have only Shmiyah. Hashanim Salam, the Yad Vashem and the other places of the Sokoso, the Gabi Klolos, Elam was a Shmiyah. And if I come to get a rabbi and Maximum Menachos, and they say, Miyah. Over here, because of the crazy Meshuggah cable television, and because of all the Meshuggah, what they call telephones, when the other masses, 45 million people, I don't know how many it is, after the billion. Me and that camera and she saw it with their own eyes. They were laying, you say, the whole thing happening. They were ain't a dime a real Shmiyah. It's not to be compared. At least they didn't come up in the sector. The Asian Midas of you was in the Rishonim, they have the Shmiyah of Yisrael. And I remember once a man has seen something, you can't change it. It'll never be old. And he saw the Kiddush Hashem, and he saw with his own eyes the unbelievableness of Nefesh B'Tos Yid, but they gave themselves away mountains of Kiddush Hashem. And built Yishub Sofia, but Isha Harege at the last moment that they were with the Rebbe together. Built Yishub Sofia. After people say, well, you can't go to something as over there. Aber after we came to school to Sofia, so you know. That's the inner, what we see, the people who are supposed to be tuned in, were tuned in to Kloisenberg, as I he knew, and he knew what was going to happen. And he told people, he didn't reach everybody. The Rebbe reaches everybody. And now we've got all these millions of people, they saw it with their own eye. And I mean, there's it's a new world now, it's a different world. People know that there's any, like we started off, Mola or it's there. Das. It's rein klipp mit de koiches Atschmien von der Ring. He knows us that the Eish Tavak and he knows that there's a Rebbe and he knows that there's a Melech HaMashiach. We are there music, not that he just heard. And I mean, it's an unbelievable moment. It's an unbelievable opportunity. Rachmanim in der Rat kam bei der Kazum, bei Kazum. Aber mir aus jetzt am Maße, wir weiß nicht, wir können nicht verstehen. And that's why we said that, you know, the Shem of Mental, you've got to cash and put it aside for a time being. It'll come on when you have a test. Otherwise, what's it to tell? It's very regular. But it's not our Indian now, right now. The teretz is low in your name. The teretz is, you've got to take this unbelievable, unthinkable opportunity to conquer the whole world and to bring Moshiach away. If you look in the words of the Kloisenberg, that's what it says. It says that the people will know, and there's a time, the chapter of the assumption. Got to do it, guys. It can't go on anymore. This whole crazy world. It can't go on anymore like this. It's got to come to the end. But the Rebbe said that it's already there. Kabbalah good stuff. That's what it says on. And it's going to be in an oil from, like the Alter Rebbe said, not that in from Moshe that we imagine, not that what's coming. That's a gesagt of the you. Let's say Chaim always together, praise Hashem, always together, and we can't raise out of Mosque. And then we're going to say, Yeshia Malach HaMashiach. That's the Zusha. Zusha is that. We're going around the Mashiach. I was saying, we're praying, Simcha, the Zela, the Tzuma, all praying God, you know. Slukei Amen.